Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In 1991, things in the video game industry were starting to heat up. The Super Nintendo was just launched in August of that year, and the Sega Genesis was already out on the scene, and they were stealing a good amount of loyal Nintendo fans who were a little older now and wanted some more mature titles to play. So this week, I want to review a game that I hold near and dear to my heart. A game that I played co-op with my Uncle Marty over and over until we beat it on the hardest setting. A game that I rented multiple times because it was so good. And a game that I bring up to any kid at school that said the Super Nintendo was just for babies. That game is Contra 3: The Alien Wars. So let's get into the video. In the early 90s, I followed all the gaming gossip as much as I could by reading Electronic Gaming Monthly. Me and my uncle would run down to the store, sit right in the aisle just to read the latest issue so we could see the brand new games coming out. I started to hear a rumbling about a new Contra game in development for the brand new system on the street, the Super Nintendo. And I didn't have to wait long because in March of 1992, roughly 6 months after the SNES launch, Konami brought us what would go on to be one of my favorite games ever for the Super Nintendo, Contra 3: The Alien Wars.
Let's just take a moment to watch this intro. Now this is how you introduce a new Contra game. Contra 3 is a side-scrolling run-and-gun shooter just like the previous entries in the series. But with the 16-bit power and the 32,000 colors that the Super Nintendo could put out, Contra 3 looked insanely good for an early Super Nintendo title. You play in the role of Bill Riser or Lance Bean, fighting off an alien invasion on Earth. It can be played in single-player or a two-player co-op mode, which I highly recommend. There are 6 stages in total, 4 are side-scrolling, while 2 are presented in an overhead perspective, using the Super Nintendo's Mode 7 graphics. In the side-scrolling stages, the player progresses by running, jumping, and shooting at enemies. In the overhead stages, the player navigates across the stage to find and destroy a certain number of targets before having the stage boss encounter. The overhead stages each feature unique controls, giving the player the ability to rotate the screen to navigate. All stages have a boss at the end, and occasionally a mid-stage boss. The player will lose a life by touching an enemy or a single bullet, or falling off of cliffs. You start with an automatic machine gun that can be swapped at will and upgraded with power-ups. These power-ups are typically dropped from flying pods and include alternate shots, the homing missiles, torpedoes, a flamethrower, a laser, and the infamous spread shot. Extra bombs and a temporary barrier shield may be picked up from flying pods also. The player can also perform a spinning jump firing both guns at the same time. However, during this move, both of the player's weapons will be at risk of being lost if you are touched. Stage 1, you are in a city that looks like it just got hit by a nuclear weapon. The action is fast and frantic right from the get-go. You have enemies coming from every direction, so getting a power-up ASAP is a must. Just look at all this carnage that is going on, and it's only the first level. You get to ride a tank and make your way through town until you reach the first stage boss, who looks like a mutated alien turtle. Make sure to go for his weak spot, which is in the middle of his chest, and he should go down pretty quick. Stage 2 is an overhead stage, where you are on a highway looking out for landmines, enemies, and falling walkways, trying to clean out 6 enemy nests so you can fight the Stage 2 boss. This boss and level uses the Super Nintendo Mode 7 as you can see. You must destroy all 6 eyes, then shoot the big red weak spot in the middle to take out this beast and continue on to Stage 3. Stage 3 has you starting off on top of a skyscraper, or some kind of construction site where you must use all your hand and eye coordination to survive. You encounter huge alien moths that try and grab you and rip you off the steel beams that you're holding onto. You will soon get to a mid-level boss who tries to use his drill and knock you off the beams to your death. After that, you must climb up a huge wall while dodging missiles from the mid-level boss. At the top, you fight an alien spacecraft that drops bombs over and over, trying to kill you. After that, you do some more platforming to reach another mid-level boss, or should I say bosses. There are twin T-1000 lookalikes who try and kill you. After that, one of the coolest boss reveals ever in a video game happens. I'm just going to shut up so you can watch this. This guy is tough, but he is beatable. The main strategy here is to rotate left when he blows the fire and make your way all the way around and stop just to get a couple shots on him before he repeats the sequence. He will eventually put down time bombs trying to blow you to pieces. After some much needed grinding on him, he is destroyed, so we're on to stage 4. Stage 4, you're riding these flying motorcycle hybrids, which is awesome, plus the music is great also on this level. But the weird thing is that this entire level is just a bunch of boss battles. A walking tank trying to kill you, a giraffe alien creature trying to stomp on you, a cargo carrier dropping enemy aliens out and trying to destroy you with their miniguns, some shinobi ripoff who tries to slice you in two while you're holding on to a missile 20,000 feet in the air, and finally, some huge alien thing that you're hanging off of missiles shooting at it. This level is intense. You will lose a lot of men on this stage, but that's just how this game is, relentless. After you take care of the stage boss, we're on to stage 5. Stage 5 is another overhead sand map where you do the same thing as you did on stage 2. Fighting scorpions, big spiders, and alien nests to reach the boss battle. The level is pretty small, but the boss battle is the highlight here. It's a very tough battle because of his patterns. The boss is some sort of huge nucleus, or some huge brain with 4 tentacles that you must take out and then finish the eye in the middle to defeat it. This is a tough boss battle because you're never on a level playing field against him. You're on this thing and it makes you spin left or right uncontrollably while you're trying to shoot him. So you're spinning in a circle non-stop. So your aim's all messed up, projectiles are flying at you, you can hardly dodge them. This is an intense fight. But with enough perseverance and a little luck, we're on to stage 6. Stage 6, you are finally in the alien's lair. You fight little demons that run around, and even a necromorph lookalike. Alien mouse that shoot out fire trying to kill you. This stage is hard. There's about 1 million things coming at you, and you literally can't get touched. Then you reach the last boss, which is the same last boss as the original Contra. Wait, that's kinda lame. And lazy. Not any thought went into the last boss of this game? They just copy and pasted one from the original Contra? Something isn't right here. Psych, just kidding. After that, you must defeat some sort of, I don't know what the hell this thing is, but he's tough to beat. He digs in the ground and tries to run into you and hit you and drops things on your head. After you defeat him, you're off to climb this huge cliff where you must battle a flying metal dragon. Yeah, you heard me right. This game is crazy. After grinding and defeating the dragon, you finally reach the last boss in the game. The 3-headed demon alien thing that is the toughest fight yet. You must first kill the left and right heads that he has coming out. Then you must shoot out both of his eyes, and then you must shoot his face off to defeat it. Wait, no you don't, it's not over yet. Now you gotta destroy the brain. It has like 6 different forms that it can change into. From shooting things at you, trying to stomp on you, any way to kill you, this thing is gonna try to do it. After defeating it, finally, you jump on a chopper and ride off into the sunset with the credits rolling. If you beat it on the hardest setting, you will get the real ending of the game, which I don't want to spoil here, which can't be seen on normal difficulty. This game is timeless. From the fantastic visuals to the fun co-op gameplay, amazing music, I can't say anything that would do it justice. This game is a must-own if you collect for the Super Nintendo. It's still as good today as it was over 25 years ago. It's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time, and I'm glad I could share it with you all.
Well, thanks for watching my review. And if you have any memories of Contra 3, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep it retro.